Big news from the UK government. If you're planning to apply for a UK work visa, your deadline is days away from the time this video is being made. We're calling it the B2 English deadline, and it will significantly change who qualifies to work in the UK. On October the 14th, 2025, the Home Office released a new statement of changes, announcing that the minimum English language requirement for several visa categories will increase from level B1 to level B2 under the Common European Framework of Reference, CEFR. This new rule, which takes effect on January the 8th, 2026, raises the bar from roughly a GCSE level standard to an A-level standard of English. But what exactly does this mean? Which visa types are affected? Who is exempt, especially in the case of doctors, nurses, and other healthcare workers? And how can applicants still apply under the old B1 requirement before the deadline? In this video, we'll break down everything you need to know about the B2 English language requirement, how it impacts work visa applicants, and what steps you can take right now to stay ahead of this change. Until now, most applicants for some UK work visa categories were only required to demonstrate a B1 level of English, which is sufficient for everyday conversations. However, starting January the 8th, 2026, new applicants will need to prove a B2 level of English. This is to ensure that they can work, write, and communicate independently in English-speaking environments. This new requirement will only apply to initial applicants submitted on or after that date for the following visas: the Skilled Worker Visa, High Potential Individual Visa, HPI, and the Scale-Up Visa. If you currently hold one of these visas, any extensions you apply for will still adhere to the B1 requirement. Dependents are not affected by this change. To take advantage of the current B1 standard, you must submit your complete application, including all required documents and fees, by January the 7th, 2026. So, what changes in practice? Under the B2 visa requirements, you must demonstrate a stronger level of English in speaking, listening, reading, and writing through an approved secure English language test, SELT. Examples of acceptable tests include IELTS for UKVI, minimum score of 5.5 in each component; PTE Academic UKVI, approximately 59 is required; and Trinity ISEII, pass in all 4 skills will be required. If you switch to one of these visas impacted by these changes after 2026, such as moving from a graduate visa to a skilled worker visa, you will also need to meet the new B2 English language requirement. However, if you are a healthcare professional, such as a doctor, dentist, nurse, or midwife already registered with the General Medical Council, General Dental Council, or Nursing and Midwifery Council, you are exempt from this requirement. Your professional registration demonstrates a B2 level of English or higher, so you do not need to take an additional IELTS or UKVI test. For example, a software engineer applying in March 2026 must score at least 5.5 in each section of an IELTS test. However, a registered nurse from the Philippines can apply without taking another test, as her NMC registration fulfills the English language requirement. If you plan to apply after the January 8th, 2026 deadline, it's important to start preparing now. First of all, book your test early. Test centres tend to get busy just before any rules change. Second of all, take a mock test to determine if you are already ready to take your B2 level test. If you're at B1, expect to spend 3 to 6 months studying consistently to reach B2. and use official practice materials from exam providers. Avoid shortcuts. And finally, avoid making silly mistakes. Only tests that cover all 4 skills, listening, reading, writing, and speaking, are acceptable. The life skills test does not count. And don't forget exemptions. You are automatically exempt from meeting the B2 level English test if you are a citizen of a majority English-speaking country. You are also exempt if you have completed a degree taught in English, or if you are a registered healthcare professional who has already met the GMC, GDC, or NMC requirements. These exemptions can save you both time and money, so always double check before booking a test. So, here's the bottom line. Starting January the 8th, 2026, the UK will officially raise its English language requirement for key work visa routes to the B2 level. This is a significant change, but there's still time to prepare. You have 2 options. First, apply before January the 7th, 2026 under the current B1 rule, or begin preparing now to meet the B2 standard and reduce last-minute stress. If you're a doctor, nurse, dentist, or midwife and are already registered in the UK, you are exempt from additional testing. Stay ahead of the deadline. If this video helped you understand the upcoming rule change, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates on UK immigration policy. Thank you for watching.